that one and other ones.
We wouldn't have to send him any bridge tokens, would we?
Well, Blackler, well, I tell you, he's seen a few games, tossed a few good games himself. One of the real great guys. I'll have a chance to say hello to Ed Morris and his wife, who watch the show and enjoy it. And Ed's mom. Talk about great people.
We have a lot of viewers out there.
Yeah. Some week, perhaps, Jack, we won't have the bowling. We'll just bring the viewers on the show. give them their day. Ooh, Bob Jody through the hole there. Doug Blackler gets the 10. Jody goes to 66, Blackler 56. And, of course, after the first 6 frames. What a difference a week makes. Dougie Blackler at 56 after 6, looking for his first mark. Last week after 6, he's at 86 and open, wasn't he, Jack?
No, I think it was 95.
95, you're right. James Grado comes close, gets everything but one. Donnie Coolin now on the other side picks off a pin. That's Dave Richardson, the voice you hear in the background. It's not Jack James singing, it is not I.
Good 10 there by Donnie Coolin, but right now, I'll tell you, your choice is really taking it to them. Garden View Restaurant. I think it's 20 pins, and they have 3 marks open, Bruce, so they could really blow this game wide open coming down here in the 7th and 8th frame.
Absolutely. They eked out one last week over Woodside, Texaco, but they're taking control, as you say, right now. Donnie Coolin might have something to say about that, though. He set something up. James Grotto now. Bang. And count 7 there. No problem here for Coolin, and it is. Get off to the left. He just kind of rolls the eyes on that one, Jack.
That is a very bad miss.
Oh, Grotto comes within an ace. Coolin gets it there. I'll tell you one thing about Donnie Coolin. Great guy, easy going around the bench, but he is a competitor, and he is a little upset about missing that one.
Well, especially in the 8th frame.
Yeah.
I mean, they're down 27 pins, 26 pins, Bruce, and anytime you get an easy mark like that, that's the ones you want to pick up.
No question about it. Well,
you know, Donnie, you see that one in the next couple of boxes.
Sonny Taylor and Roy Driscoll. This is Driscoll. Both these bowlers struggling just a little bit, Jack.
Well, one thing about it, they're nip and nip.
Yeah.
53 apiece.
Roy says, I've been waiting for Sonny. Sonny says, I've been waiting for Roy. Oh, not a bad try. Roy Driscoll going to count 9. Sonny might have trouble getting 10 here, Jack, with that piece of wood well out in front on an angle. Couple of 9s.
I think he was listening to you, Bruce.
Well, they keep it even, 62 apiece. Now, Roy Driscoll. Well, similar shot. Schoolboy.
+1.
+1. Schoolboy on the other side. Got to be a story behind that. You know, Jack, we asked a question, though, many weeks ago now. And we had a little fun here one week talking about where did bowling originate and so on. And a lot of people called and sent in letters and so on wondering. And we never really did give the answer to that question. Where the game of candlepin bowling originated, in what city? Well, we'll tell you. You know anyway, Jack. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Massachusetts was the state in the U.S. of A., and the city was Worcester. Worcester, Massachusetts. The game began there. Pins were a little smaller than they are right now. It's Dave Driscoll, and you're watching Sheldon Buffett here. That's his target. He's open on a spare. Off to the side, but off the side, he still picked up 6 and doesn't have a bad second shot. Oh. Dave Richardson had one get away.
The Garden View Restaurant have gone quiet here all of them.
Oh, Sheldon Buffett bowling up a storm. Another mark.
6 marks in 7 boxes.
6 and 7 boxes. He hit it perfect. should be bowling in the Pick Your Partner. That's 10 o'clock Sunday morning, Baisley Lanes. Sheldon will be well on his way to putting some serious money in his pocket.
Well,
10
he's bowling
o'clock
at a very
Sunday
good clip here. He's at 35 over and open on a mark, so maybe the 155 is in jeopardy.
Dave Richardson. He said, why did I pick this guy to bowl against? Now, Sheldon Buffett lays it down. Oh, good hit, but he punched through. At least
Not
good
what
hit
he
in the
wanted.
sense he got on the front end. That is really tough. Get things going so well for him. Tough to spare this one up. And he's got the left-hand side. Count 10 for Dave Richardson. Now Sheldon Buffett. Not a bad-looking 9 after the punch-out, so he goes to 118 with a couple of frames to come. Might be tough to hit 155, but not impossible.
Well, he can sneak in for second. Right now he's down 6 pins, so he's got 2 boxes remaining with a mark with 6 on it. We'll give him $60.
Okay, let's take a look at Art Rudge and Rick Martin. This is Rudge. He's at 63, 3 over. And now Rick Martin at 62, but he's open now on a spare. Came in off the side. Got only 4. Single pin for Art Rudge. This is one he must get, Jack. Situation getting a little critical for Garden View. Oh, and that's one he desperately needed.
2 9-pin breaks coming down this stretch.
Rick Martin. This time, right on the pin is Art Rudge. Now Rick Martin. It's in tight in that wood. And we'll pick up 8. Well, there are 40 pins in the difference in favor of your choice.
No marks
Neither
open.
team open, no. And Art Rudge really would like the mark here. He's going to have a chance. Not a great chance, though. 5's not going to go for him. Rick Martin. He, too, tough split. That's a real shaky 5. You can see he's still moving there. Going to take a letter-perfect shot here to get this. Ooh, the red idea.
That was close.
Yeah. Rick Martin. 4 will be the problem. No coverage on it. Too far to the right-hand side. Well, Jack, you got to look to Bob Jodry to pull things up for Garden View and set up something coming home. He's bowling against a tough one in Doug Blackler, and they're getting up now.
Well, he needs a couple of marks right here. 40 pins is not insurmountable by any means, Bruce, but Bobby's got to get a couple of marks here with good count on one of them.
Yeah.
Hope Dougie doesn't mark, and the team's got to finish very strong coming home.
Blackler. Good hit.
And when you give Dougie a lead,
Ooh,
look out.
Jodry here. Gets them all. Got 1 mark. Let's see what Blackler can do. High in the wood, Jack?
High in the wood, but he couldn't leave the middle pin, the 8 pin.
Oh.
That's the 7.
Yeah. Well, Jodry got what he wanted. He marked. Blackler didn't. So that's one of the 2 marks we talked about. Yeah. Big count wants to set up another one and hope that Blackler doesn't mark, and that would make it interesting when they get down to the final ball. At the conclusion of this particular frame right here, we're going to go to the scoreboard and take a look, get the official count before they come down the stretch. Well, not a great count for Jodry, only 4, and a tough setup. So while it started out well, it didn't end well here in the 8th. Of course, we've got a lot of bowling yet to come. Blackler, ooh, that would have been devastating for Garden View.
Solid 8 pin.
Yeah. Oh, bad 6 box there for Bob Jodry. He lost almost everything he gained on the mark. And that is the situation. As we've completed now 8 frames in this one, Jack James, and it is interesting. But Bob Jodry, with a chance there to pick up some serious ground, didn't really capitalize on that spare chance. Let's take a swing over to the scoreboard and take a look at how they match up after 8 frames, Jack. But you got to believe, after a real tight match last week, your choice may be coasting to the championship.
Well, it's not a very high-scoring game, Bruce, for the championship, other than Sheldon Buffett. But right now we're looking at the Garden View restaurant. Donnie Coolin, who had a bad miss there in the 8th frame, he's at 86, 6 over par. And what's going to have to happen to the Garden View here, Bruce? They're going to have to finish very strong. Roy Driscoll, he's at 70, 10 under par. Doesn't have a mark through the first 8 boxes. Dave Richards, who started with a big strike there with 7 on it, doesn't have a mark in the next 7. He's at 80, even par. Art Rudge is at 82. He also missed a single pin coming down the 7th and 8th frame there. 2 over par with 2 marks. Bobby Jody's at 86. He's 6 over par. So the whole team as a group here, Bruce, are probably just around par. They're going to probably bowl about a 510 or 520 at this clip. Your choice is just picking away here, and James Gratto was bowling very, very well. I think last week to get into this final match, he bowled about 101, but he's at 97 for 8, bowling very well. Sonny Taylor had his problems last week, still having his problems. He's bowled 8 boxes here, does not have a mark in his 8 boxes. He's 10 under par. Sheldon Buffett is holding your choice together. He's at 118. 2 boxes remaining, 2 tens to give him 138, but I know he'd love to get a couple of marks and have a shot at that 155 by Dougie Blackler. Rick Martin, 2 marks, good total of 12 on them. He's at 83, so he's dropped a total of 9 pins. And Dougie Blackler last week, Bruce, I'm sorry, like we mentioned, had 155. He's at 75 this week, but he doesn't care if he bowls 85. His team is leading by 39 pins. This is the championship, so there's a great big difference between the dollars and cents when you finish first or second, and he's looking at the $750 right now. If he can win it at an 85, he'll take it. But right now, I say your choice has got a very commanding lead here.
Yeah, and not to take aim on Dougie Blackler because he was so brilliant last week, but what a difference a week makes. As you say, Jack, 75 right now. Last week at this stage, he was at 129.
Ooh.
So what a difference a week makes, but let's not put any blame on Doug Blackler. He got it all done last week in a match that was real high scoring and real tight. And, hey, if it gets tight again, like, you can be sure he'll come up big. But some interesting things going on. I would suggest that the Garden View have missed some golden opportunities.
Yes, they have, Bruce, and they only have a total of about 9, 8, maybe 7 marks total, I think, here on the board. I'm trying to count them as I'm talking to you. And they don't have anything on them, 4s, 3s, 2s, and a lot of, the pinning is not all that good. Anytime you get a 7 and 8 box, that should be a no-no. I know there is times when the boys cut out down there and they work very hard for a 7 and an 8, but you like to stay away from them because that's what brings your score down. And I'll say it to all the young bowlers out there, when you hit something on every ball. Now, some of the fellows here have been around for a long time, and they pick that 3rd ball up, and they're very casual with it.
Yeah.
But the 3rd ball will win you more games than your 1st ball will.
Absolutely.
You know.
From the master. This is the number 7 Pro League Championship match. It's a good one. We're going to have the Pro-Am starting next week, and while we have a minute, we'll talk just for a second about that Coca-Cola Showdown. And at this point in time, if you get your name in within the next couple of days, I think you can get into this one. But there's not much time left. It is going to be a dandy. It all comes down to a skins game for some big, big dollars for one string. But there's lots more than that. Give us a call here at Baser Lanes to get your name in, because it indeed is going to be interesting. Only $32 to get in. If you finish the top 32, you're going to get some cash back anyway. So a real interesting setup for the Coca-Cola Showdown. You've got just a couple of days to get your name in, so don't miss out on that one. There's not many spots left. Anyway, that's the situation, Jack, and that one. This one is, well, looking pretty good for your choice, but let's get back to the bowling because anything can happen. We've got 2 frames per bowler to come, 10 per team, and the difference is only 39 pins. Let's go back and take a look at Donnie Coolin and James Gratto as they get set to bring their teams down the home stretch on this, the number 7 Men's Pro League Championship. The guy that really would like to get it going is Donnie Coolin. He's at 86. He's 6 over. Bowling against James Gratto. Gratto on the left-hand side at 97, but Coolin's team has got to pick up some pins. Gratto would like to slam the door. Well, Donnie Coolin, one of the good pressure bowlers, but he's going to have an interesting shot coming back. Gratto. Ooh.
That was
back
a
to
big
lane
8.
9, Jack. How about this one?
That wood there, I think he's going to play the one on the right. He's got to hit the nose of that wood going away so his ball caroms off the nose and takes a 10 pin.
Here it is. Went that
He
way.
hit it on the wrong side.
Piece of wood coming well. It caught up in the other wood. Well, so did the pitcher anyway. He had a piece of wood coming across with some fair velocity on it, but it got caught up in that other piece of wood, and Coolin will take 10. Well, a gain of 1 pin, Jack. Cuts it down to 38, but Coolin has got to make bigger gains than that over James Gratto. Gratto, of course, would like to mark here and reverse the whole thing.
Well, they need marks with 7 and 8s on them, and I know if it boils down to Bobby Jodry and Dougie Blackler coming home, it's going to be real fun. Should have had them all there.
Well,
Solid
got a
5.
piece of wood coming back fairly hard. It nudges that 5, and it won't go over. Other side now, Gratto.
Good shot here.
Wood, yeah. Yeah, he got them all. Good shot for Gratto. Pressure now on Coolin to stay even. He's got it. So he did. That was a great shot for James Gratto.
Well, he had lots of wood there, Bruce.
Yeah.
I believe he had the 2, 7, 9, and 10. And anytime you get wood like that, all you got to do is hit the object pin. But you got to give the bowler credit for putting the ball where he had to put it to make the shot. And that's why I say this game is skill.
Yep, 5 on it. 6 on it for Donnie Coolin. Wood coming back, but it won't be strong enough, I don't think. No. So a gain again of 1 pin. But on the exchange, Don Coolin picked up 2 pins, Jack. Not enough, though.
No.
Better than losing.
That's right. And Donnie did what he had to do. He had to get a mark there in the 2 boxes, but James Gratto come up and sawed him off.
Okay, Sonny Taylor on the left-hand side, Roy Driscoll on the right. And it's Taylor for your choice, the team leading right now. Driscoll on the other side.
Fine game there by James Gratto, 121. Donnie Coolin, 112.
Yeah.
These are the 2 boys you got to feel sorry for. They hit very, very well.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, look at this. All right, Driscoll set something up. Well, the only good thing about this is he has good wood to get a 10. He was going for the whole bundle.
This is his bad side.
Oh, caught the wood, left the pin. That's a tough one.
3 9-pin breaks in the last 4 boxes for your choice.
Yep. What, maybe 21 pins? Had they been marked? Would have made a big difference.
Well, Donnie Coolin threw 8 on his open 9-pin break there, and Roy Driscoll just missed that. This could be down into the low teens.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shot you got to pick up, Bruce, in this competition.
Sonny Taylor. Off to the right, but off the side, gets some good action. Nice setup. Driscoll. The horseman.
Sonny's got a sleeper in behind here,
Yeah.
Bruce. He's got the 1-5 now.
Yeah.
He's got the wood. It's not all that bad.
Yes, Sonny Taylor. And he picked the right time to come up with his first mark, Jack. Driscoll gets his also. Now both bowlers pick up their first marks here in the 10th.
20 boxes.
Boy, I tell you. Right now, in their own personal battle, Taylor is 1 pin up. Taylor, he's going to count 7, 8, 9 to tie him. Driscoll needs the strike. Not going to happen. Gain of 3 for your choice, and they continue to roll along.
I might say that Roy's retired from Admiral TV, and he's now driving taxi in Halifax. So you want a good drive, call Roy Driscoll.
Yeah. Okay. Keep an eye on the man on the right. That's Sheldon Buffett, 118 after 8 frames. Taking a run at that Forbes top bowler money. Oh, good hit. Got on the front end, Jack, but
that's
real
not
tough
what he
break.
wanted.
No, real tough break. He has bowled real well here this evening. Richardson, that's
He'll play the
Dave.
2 pins and try and get it off the wall here.
Yeah. All right, he gave that a chance, Jack. Ooh, Dave Richardson. Sheldon Buffett, ooh, just missed, but he can well afford a miss. He goes to 127 now.
Needs a mark with 7 on it to take over second place for the single.
Yeah. That might be the only thing left to decide here. Triple strike could give him the high single.
Yes, it will.
We saw Doug Blackman just a week ago throw 2, then a 9, then another strike. Sheldon Buffett, you know he's counting marks, or thinking marks rather. That's not going to be easy. Nevertheless, he's bowled an excellent game. Richardson off to the right-hand side. 4 horsemen plus 1, that being the 9. Here it is. Oh, he's got it. Great shot. Boy, that was a great shot under some pressure. The only question now, I think, Jack, is whether Sheldon's going to pick up some cash. He goes to 137.
He needs 7.
7 on it.
6 to
To
tie.
bowl to 145.
And the good, funny part about it, Bruce, that the fellow market score for Sheldon's team is Bill Black, and he's in 3rd spot.
Last match of the series, and he's going to lose this game. He's been there for a while, too.
From the first
so
week.
7 on this one is what Sheldon Buffett needs to pick up. This is a $60 shot right here. $60 shot. Let's see what happens. Sheldon Buffett. Uh-oh. He only got 4 on it. He's going to tie Bill Black. Bill must have had that planned. Hey, look.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at putting him up into 2nd place. He needed 7 for 2nd place, but 4 to tie Bill Black.
Yeah.
You're right, Bruce.
So he ties Bill Black at 141. A great string for Sheldon Buffett. Boy, I tell you. 141.
Fine game.
Going to bowl out the string here. Rick Martin cranks and fires. Art Rudge, now Rick Martin. All the bowlers are a little bit loose right now.
As the fellow would say, we're winding down.
Yeah. We're winding down. Just an excellent series also, Jack. This has just been an absolute classic right from the beginning. And we've seen some just great bowling. But it's going to be your choice. You are going to emerge the victors here. Martin, everything but the one out front. Art Rudge, whose team may not win here, but he's going to pick up some cash because he is going to hold down 2nd place in that Forbes top bowler category. Rudge fires there, settles for a 9. So on this day, Art Rudge will finish with a 98. And Rick Martin, the 103. We go to the anchorman now, Bob Jodrey and Doug Blackler.
Dougie doesn't have a mark.
No, unbelievable, isn't it? Blackler. I cannot believe that Doug Blackler's going to go this entire string without a mark, Jack. He's got one more kick at the can, and I'm putting my money on him.
He's going to get one.
Yeah, I think he is. Blackler right now at 85, so he's pinning well.
Oh, pinning very well, very well. He has 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
One mark with 6 on it, next time 101.
Maybe he thinks it's a prize for high no mark. Blackler. Well, maybe he won't, Jack. I don't know.
That'll be a tough one.
It is going to be tough. Has some coverage, though. Jodrey. I think anywhere in the front end is going to go, Jack. Had to be in the front end, though. Jodrey. Well, as far as Doug Blackler is concerned, here's what you can say. He came through when he had to come through, Jack. He
sure did,
certainly wasn't brilliant this evening, although he pinned very, very well. You can't take that away from him. But he has led his team through match after match in this series, and they've won it. And one of the reasons they have won is because he tossed that big 155 just a week ago, and that got him to the final. He said, boys, I got you here. Now it's your turn. And guys like Sheldon Buffett took over and got the championship. But an interesting match, an excellent match, and quickly your thoughts.
Well, there was no contest after the 5th and 6th box here tonight, Bruce. There's one bowler that stands out for the Garden View restaurant. You got to look at Donnie Coolin, 112, but the rest of the boys, Roy Driscoll, 95, Dave Richards at 98, Art Rudge at 98, Bob Jodrey at 106. They bowled a 509, which is very low. Their team average is 576, so they're down 67 pins right off the bat. You got to look at Sheldon Buffett for the Garden, or your choice, I should say, Bruce. Bowled at 141. You got James Grado at 121, Sonny Taylor at 99, or Rick Martin at 103, and Dougie Blackler coming up with a 92, but they bowled good enough to win at 556. They're champs in the Pro League. They'll pick up the $750 prize, and they won by 47 pins.
Yeah, we'll have that presentation in just a moment, Jack. But this Garden View team, the Mon Fong Egg Rollers, they have been a class act right from the beginning of this series. They bowled very, very well all the way through, and many picked this team to go all the way, and they almost did. They made it all the way to the final.
Well, if you look at their averages, Bruce, you know, Roy Driscoll coming in at 103. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else that's down below the 105 mark from the Dartmouth squad. Their averages are big. I mean, when I talk big, we consider a pro bowler in the candlepin game at 110. You're 110 better, and you're a pro bowler. And I give the Garden View Restaurant full marks for getting to the finals.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've got a team that's not overpowered. I mean, you got to look at Bobby Jodry and Donnie Coolin. Okay, those two are carrying the load.
Yeah.
But you look at the balance of the other teams, the James Gratto leading it off at 120, and then you got Dougie Blacker at 123, and then the rest of them are all 116, 117. Very well-balanced team, and I'll tell you, the Garden View really impressed me. I thought Brian Dagnall's team was very potent in this match, but they lost a very close one coming down the last couple of boxes a couple of weeks ago. It's hard to say, but I thought it was a great finish. I would have liked to see some more higher scores in this final here, but however, your winners tonight are your choice.
Okay, let's talk to the captains. We'll do that in just a moment. And so the number 7 men's Pro League Championship is now history, and the two teams finishing first and second. Your choice first, Garden View Restaurant second. I have the captains with me now. First of all, on my immediate right is Bob Jodry. And Bob, I said just a moment ago your team was a class act all the way through it. Many thought you'd go all the way. You almost did, came real close, but just a little bit short tonight.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, though. We didn't expect really to go this far, so we're happy.
Well, you were off to a bang. The team, of course, had to have 2 losses to get knocked out, and it looked like you might not have any. Might go undefeated for a while, but a real good-looking team you put together.
Yeah, well, better luck next time. Better team beat us.
Well, it's all not for nothing, because we have a check here. Jack has it for you. $450 for you, Bob Jodry, to share among your teammates for second place in this, the number 7 Pro League Championship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Bob Jodry, the captain of the Garden View, and we congratulate Mon Fong and all the team for a job very, very well done. You talk about getting a job done. The man on my right, not so much tonight, Doug Blackler, but just 1 week ago, just had a super game, 155. That really put your team in the championship. And I guess tonight, Doug and I were saying, you told the boys, you guys go out and get it. I did my job last week.
No, I tried just as hard this week as last week. Maybe a little bit off the front one didn't help me any, but I tried.
It's amazing, this game of bowling, how things can change so rapidly, because you pinned very, very well tonight. It wasn't a bad string at all in the sense that you didn't have a mark. You bowled very, very well, getting a good score without a mark in the 90s, but marks weren't coming tonight.
No, they weren't coming, but I was having a lot of fun up there, and the guys were carrying me along, so I was just up there throwing the ball and hoping.
Well, congratulations to you, Doug. Jack is a check there for $750, the first place prize money in the number 7 Classic.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Doug Blackler, the captain of the Your Choice team, Jack James, and indeed they were worthy champions. Bowled very, very well last week, and so they kind of coasted through things tonight.
Well, that's right, and Dougie's very honest when he gets up there and said he was trying, but he was off the headband a little bit tonight. However, like you said, he pulled it out last week with a 155, put him into the finals. Tonight they coasted through it. They're worthy of their money.
Well, over the last number of weeks, we've been watching the pros from the Pro League. Now we're going to move on to the Pro-Ams. We're going to have some of the Pro League team up with the amateurs from the youth bowling program. That should be interesting, and that comes up in just a week's time as we start that series. We'll have the Bantam, the senior, and the junior divisions, male and female, and they've all been qualified. They've been matched up with Pro League bowlers from the men's league and also some top-notch women league bowlers and pro bowlers. So that should be an interesting series.
It's going to be very exciting. And I know the youth bowling on TV. One thing about this, Bruce, and I'll say it now before it starts, that one thing they'll do is watch themselves on TV and correct themselves because they're at a young age. And I'll tell you, it's nothing any better than to get up there to 110 average to be a pro bowler.
It's going to be new. It's going to be interesting. It starts in 1 week's time. Certainly hope you enjoyed this series. We enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next week, I'm Bruce Stephen for all the gang at Paisley Lanes, as well as Jack James, bidding you all a very pleasant good night.